welcome. Sorry for the delayed start. We're here in the finale, round number 16 for Tier 3. We're in Brazil at the Interlagos. I just lost my train of thought. Doesn't matter. I'm joined again by Milo for, what, third week in a row now?
Yeah. USA,
Nice to have
Mexico,
you
and now
along.
Brazil. Yeah, thank you.
Both the Constructors and the Drivers' Championships have already been wrapped up to this point in this tier, but there's still quite a lot to fight over in the minor placings, especially second place in the Drivers' Championship, and obviously the big combined Constructors' Championship, which was tied before Tier 4 yesterday. Big day for Williams, and a bit of a shame for McLaren. Unfortunately, both drivers not inside the points, so they're hoping for a big day today in Tiers 3 and 2. So, sets the stage. Tier 3, we got a couple drivers battling for second in the drivers, that being Utah Alpha 36, Cool Kyogre, and I believe Ties is also in it as well, and MNK Boy, I believe. All can get to Kyogre, who's currently holding down second in the championship and just sets provisional pole with a 106.7.
Yeah, and 2 race wins in a row, of course, after none all season. He's clearly the quickest driver at the moment in this tier. It's more of a fight for third in the championship, with Utah Elephant on 117, and then MNK Boy 112, and Ty's 109, and even Rose on 105. So if they can't stop Kyogre, I'm sure they'll be satisfied with third place in the standings.
Yeah, it's a lot closer for third than it is for second, especially with Kyogre's back-to-back wins that he's put on. He's put on a clinic these last 2 weeks, which was incredible for his season. It's been great. Obviously vaulted him up to second, and yeah, he's made a massive improvement since the beginning of the season. So definitely one to watch today, obviously on pole. Another one I would say to watch is that man in P2. First race back in quite some time. Goggles saw big F2 driver that we have on our Thursdays. Make sure to watch those if you don't already. It's great racing. I usually try and tune it in while I'm in class. Don't tell my teachers that, but yeah, he's back racing in an F1 tier. I think this is the first time this season, if I'm
Yes.
not mistaken. So good to see him back, and obviously he's quite competitive off the bat. Obviously still racing, but just not here in F1.
I think in fact this is his 4th competitive F1 race over the 3 seasons he's been here. Randall crosses this line as well and goes second place.
His teammate behind him, Communist, will just stay inside the 107s, puts himself 8th. Everyone on the softs today. It's difficult to hook up a medium lap around here. Yeah, it's a very short racetrack, very tight on the timing sheets. Tier 3 pole today, I assume will not be that far off of the Tier 2 pole later on, and even the Tier 1 pole, which would be a low 106, I would assume, unless Jack or Lewis would pull out a 105, which would be incredible if they could do that. But yeah, it's always so close margins around here. You should see most of the field within a second by the end of this one.
Yeah, and at the moment, you've still got a bit of an anomaly with Rapid Extreme, who's not been able to hook one up, nor Beans, nor Hissy, but other than that, it is within about a second. So expect these guys to improve. They are usually well within the realms of the top 10, for example. So yeah, it will certainly be close with a second.
It should be about 2 runs left if you have the tires left at this point. Again, short track, you can get a lot more qualifying stints in. You could do 5 laps if you wanted to. Obviously, one would be on a used set of tires. But if you wanted to, you could end up doing that. Coming now through the final actual corner, Aaron Ocon reserving from Tier 4, along with the Hazard NFO in 12th. So both of them in the lower end of the midfield at the moment, showing what they can do in the tier above in the final race. Aaron slightly improves up to 13th, just 2 thousandths off of Hazard.
Yeah, Aaron Ocon had really good time trials actually going into the race. Unfortunately, he was wiped out on a collision on the main straight yesterday. I'm aware of that, so yeah, he's got another chance to prove himself. It's a longer race, of course. We know with this guy, penalties can be an issue for him, so if he can avoid those, which is not easy at Brazil, then yeah, he'll be proving himself nicely.
It's going to be difficult to keep off penalties. That turn 1 through 3 sequence is so difficult to hook up correctly. You hit the curve a little. That turn 2 curve is definitely the worst, I would say, for track limits. Maybe coming up the hill through the double right into middle of sector 2. Those are probably your 2 worst points on the track for track limits. Most of the lap it's very flowing, so it's not easy to hook up, but easy to keep it on the road, I would say.
He was just on board with tyres there. He ran beyond the white line over the curb at turn 4, so yeah, that can give you an invalidation. And certainly a bit of understeer in the race can just carry you out wide there, give you warnings.
Yeah, setup is tricky to get right around here. You want a good balance between understeer and oversteer, as you would most tracks, but this one is especially difficult because too much understeer and sector 2, you'll be way off the pace. But too much oversteer, you're going to be spinning out of that final corner and out of turn number 3 as well. So it's difficult to get that balance. Hopefully most of them have figured it out beforehand and not figuring it out right now. Everyone's starting to climb back to the pit lane if they're not already there. Get ready for your final runs. I would say you can do 2 competitive times on 1 set of tires if you put the fuel in. Seen it in esports as well. Obviously they don't start on that same tire, but would be possible to get 2 competitive quality laps and you wouldn't lose that much performance overall. So just might see a couple drivers pop out now. Hazard is out at the moment. Sharpie Beans Dylan Boy out as well.
Rundle is matching Kyogre at this point in the lap. It's going to be really close to the line.
About a 10.5 up at the sector 2 split line, sector 3 basically a straight line, so now it's a testament to which driver has better straight line speed. It looks like Rundle is going to have that advantage. Puts himself a low 0.7 Kyogre in the mid 0.7s, so very close between those two. Rundle can get one more run in if he's got the fuel load in that car. Might go for a cooldown lap first, save up a little bit of battery. And go again. On board Hazard, who's up just almost a 10th. Aaron just left. Trying to see if we can get him back in before the session ends, hopefully.
Sorry, who was that, Aaron?
Hazard up to the line. Yeah, Aaron.
Okay.
And Hazard marginally down on the time. Again, if he's got the fuel, can get one more time in. Qualifying still a little time left, just enough to do one more lap here. Hazard will try and get himself out of the 107 fours. Everyone's starting out laps now. Communist actually dives it back into the pit lane. And Rundle did as well. Kyogre not out either.
I think he's just left the pits.
Yeah, Williams pit box, he can go out a little later than most, but not sure how much time is exactly left. on the timer. I think it's probably a little bit more than what it says at the moment. Team Heaven invalidated at the actual final corner, the flat out right, or left, sorry, just before the line. Easy to do if you just lose a bit of focus. His teammate batters on a lap in the middle portion of the lap through the flowing sector 2. Haas gets out of the way nicely on the right-hand side of the racetrack. Batters marginally up. So it all depends on that exit out of the final corner. Does he have the straight line speed and ERS to power to the line and prove? Could catch Communist out for 6th place at the moment. And just doesn't get the exit out of the final corner. Will stay 7th place. No one improving all that much. Ties on a lap behind Black Draw, who's currently 10th.
Gogglesaur is next. He was improving. Just misses out on his previous best and stays 3rd. Riles matching his first
difficult to improve. Ties is up 1,000th of a second before the final corner. Black Draw coming to the line. Does he have anything to improve? Yes, he does. Puts it 4th place, and behind him, Ties now. Does he have anything? Yeah, he'll go to 7th, just behind championship rival Joe.
1,000
battle there. Yeah, very close. And then another couple thousands to Riles in 5th, so very close. Bugagi with a great qualifying here.
Really good.
4th. Kyogre now.
Oh, he's flying.
He's up a lot. It's looking good for the Williams driver. Down. Couple more left-handers. Got to make sure you just don't go too far to the left-hand side. Keep it tight to the line. Kyogre will, I believe, take pole.
6.6, I think.
That is one hell of a long time to put up. And yes, he does. He'll take pole just under a 1/10 of a second. Is Rundle in 2nd. And then a little bit farther back to Gogglesaw 3rd, Bugagi 4th. Black Draw rounds out your top 5. Riles 6th, Utah up in 7th, Ties 8th, Communist 9th, Batters top 10. Team Heaven, D Hazard NFO, and Aaron Alcon, the 2 tier 4 reserves coming in today. 12th and 13th, Sharpie 14th, Dylan Boy 15th, Beans, Rapid, and Hissy round out your field. Top 16, all within 1 second. Rapid and Hissy unfortunately did not get the laps that they would have wanted to put in. Beans exactly 1 second off of Kyogre's pole time, which is interesting to note. So, not that big of a field spread today. We'll see how that translates into the race and how some drivers' race pace is today. It's going to be very different, I would assume, from some of their quality pace.
Yeah, from Blue Goggy to Badders in 10th, I believe. It's just over a 10th, so that midfield pack is going to be really, really close and exciting. I've seen a lot of races like within the midfield at Brazil. And they tend to be very good, so I'm looking forward to each little aspect of this one, to be honest. I don't think Aaron Ocon managed to get back in, although I did invite him.
I don't see his name on the right-hand side, so I don't think he got back in on time, unfortunately. Yeah, everyone picking up strategies now. It's a marginal 1 stop from soft to medium, I believe, and then obviously if you can't make that work, hards will go to the end comfortably if you pit a little bit earlier off your soft compound tire, but it's a tight window, I would say, from soft to medium compared to other tracks. Britain or Spa was a bit more manageable.
Poor Kyogre hasn't gone anywhere. I think he's lagging. He might have disconnected.
That would be a shame if that happened.
I think he's
That'd be an
going
interesting
now.
Start to the race. Trying to look on his steering wheel and see if it's him or an AI. Can't really tell.
Seems to be jolting around quite a lot, at least from My screen.
Yeah, I see it too. So outside the top 10, 4 drivers have elected medium tires to start on. The rest have gone onto the soft. They'll have, if they have it fresh to the tires, that would be advantage to them. Yeah, should be soft medium, soft hard. We'll see what people decide to do, which will be more powerful, undercut or the softer compounded tire. It's going to be interesting to watch. And then plus the guys on the mediums going to come through the field and put on the softs at the end. Be very, very quick. Might see if that's not going to take for Yeah, it looks like Aaron's still in AI if I'm looking at that correctly.
I'm trying to invite him again. Let's see.
His car is still in the race, which is good for him. At least he can get racing. And I believe Kyogre's back in as well. If he wasn't before, I'm not too sure what happened with his car.
Yeah, he was just revving out neutral at the start of that formation lap, so... Don't know, maybe he can get into gear, put it in AI or something. Sort out a few issues. Who knows? They're lining up now.
So we get ready now for the race start. Wait for everyone's connections to load in. We're starting to rev it up now, so they're getting to the 5 red lights now. And away we go. Kyogre and Rundle very evenly matched off the start. A Merc has gone very wayward from the right-hand side of the racetrack to the left. Kyogre gets away cleanly. Gogglesaw gets away and is looking to challenge Rundle for P2. Goggy also in the back of him for P4 as well. One Ferrari was off towards the back. That was Hissy. He's a bit farther back from the field. Sharpie and Batter side by side. Looked like a little bit of front wing fly off of one of those cars back there. But at the front, it all stays status quo. And off goes the Hazard NFO. No front wing on that Racing Point.
He was 3 wide, I think, with Beams and maybe... I'm not sure, I didn't see the other car, but certainly his Racing Point teammate for this race. And yeah, he was just sent off into the grass and with no front wing now as well. It's really, yeah, it's really unfortunate.
Not the start he would have wanted, now he's going to have to limp it back to the pit lane, get a front wing on that race car, and we'll see what he decides to do with the strategy. He's going to be hoping for a safety car at any point in this one. Kyogre streaks away. He's actually pulled out a second gap to Rundle, who is under pressure still from Gogglesaw. Goggy's fallen off the back of that top 3 a little bit as well, but everyone else pretty much within a second. Beans, Riles, Hazard all pit at the back, so Racing Point double stack. And Hazard, insult to injury, a 5-second for speeding the pit lane, couldn't get that slowed down by the front lane.
Yeah, it would have been Riles at third car there.
Those 3 all onto hards now as well, so they'll be hoping to go long and hope for a safety car. That'll bring them back into this one, but it's a long one still, 34 more times around. So it's going to be interesting now, because a lot of this field's still stuck in a DRS train. Goggy's falling off the back of 3rd. Rundle's falling off the back of 1st in Kyogre, so got a nice gap here between 3rd and 4th. Here comes Black Raw on Joe for 5th place in this one. He'll try and go around the outside. He'll have the inside for turn 2. Might have cut that a little bit. Taking a warning there. Ample racing room between these two, giving each other plenty of room. Both with DRS now. Black Raw has the straight line speed advantage, and he'll get through just before the corner starts at turn 4.
Yeah, well worked from Black Raw. Kept it contact free, same with the Utah Elephant as well, so yeah, fair play to those for cleanly navigating that first sector.
It is a tight track. Easier to overtake because of the heavy braking zones into turn 1 and turn 4, and obviously the double DRS zone there. So it is easy to get a run on somebody, but obviously side by side around here, not the most track width. Oh, as Black Draw spun it out of the final corner, was on board with him, and I think the game is automatically reset him to the track. Game does that sometimes you go too far over to the left. As battle for second is emerging now, just ahead of them. Goggles still trying to go around the outside of turn 2, and he's made it work.
Rundle again with the DRS.
He'll have it. Will he attempt around the outside? No, just not close enough into turn 4 to elects to save the battery. Batters and Sharpie also going at it a little further back. Batters will stay in 7th. Yeah, this battle for second and the battle for 4th, 5th around that area really stretching out Kyogre's lead now. Wonder if Goggle will have that race pace advantage. Not too sure how Rundle's feeling at the moment. Obviously was overtaken, but we'll see how Goggle's pace is in a little bit of clean air.
It'll be Rundle's opportunity to save and try to do the same thing back on Goggle, so he'll be worried about this fight for P2 more than the win. So expect Rundle to give this one a good fight, because I'm sure he really wants to. There's nothing really for him in the championship. He just wants those constructors' points.
Yeah, and that's, I was about to mention, if you are ample watching, Kyogre obviously leading for Team Williams, but his teammate down in 9th, whereas the two McLaren's a little bit closer on the racetrack. 3rd and 6th for Communist, who's had a very good start to this one. Side by side now for 4th place.
Right, really low.
Joe was trying to hold on the inside, a little bit of wheel touch in there, but Joe is ahead for 4th. Doggy slipping a little bit in this one, had an incredible qualifying lap for his standard. Now trying to hold on to the track position. Communist will be looking through for 5th place as well, trying to get as many constructors' points as possible for Team McLaren.
Oh, got a yellow flag in sector 1.
I believe that was Beams.
Yes.
2nd straight.
Here comes Rundle. He's got the overtaker gauge and the DRS as well. Here he goes.
To the inside in turn 1. Behind them, Communist also going on Bulgogi, and I believe both of the McLarens will get a move done. Up a position each, 2nd and 5th now for that team. Good points so far, but can they catch Kyogre is the question, and I am not too sure so far.
It's closing rapidly. I thought he was going to give it another go back on Rundle. Seems to be going at it, the two of them.
Yeah, these two very similar on pace at the moment in the race. I believe both are very even on the ERS as well, so Communist picks up a 30-second penalty in 5th, though that's going to be big for his race. Again, sort of easy to pick up penalties around here, but at the same time I would say it's a relatively simple one to avoid the extremities of the track if you're cautious with it. So it's another fine balance around here between attacking and obviously making sure you keep it on the road.
Another yellow flag.
I believe that's for Beans' AI coming out of
the
retiring. So hopefully that doesn't get in his way. Shouldn't, because it should be Ghost. Again for 2nd place. Goggle going down the inside of Rundle.
Ooh.
Side by side now up the hill. And Goggle will just back out, Rundle at the inside line.
Yeah.
Just stays ahead for 2nd place. Again, Kyogre still stretching out the margin though. Almost 4.5 seconds now.
Yeah, Kyogre's confidence just seems to be on another level at the minute.
Yeah, this America's portion of this schedule, as we obviously planned it out like this to have different sections of the world in the order, and obviously America's section last, Brazil being the finale. Kyogre's really excelled, and Rondo's actually pulled out a second gap to Goggle. He must have made a mistake towards the end of that lap, did not catch it. For 7th place, once again, Sharpie and Batters. Batters, not much battery to deploy. And just behind them, that's Aaron, who's joined back into this one. He's currently 10th running in the points, so not too bad at the moment. Attacking Ties, who famously never has ERS in that car. Yeah, still so close in this midfield, and it's really great to watch and see. Race pace versus quality pace is always a big talking point. How different do you set up the race car? Do you even set up the race car differently? Do you adapt the driving style? Seems like some have done it better than others. Communist, I would say, is definitely the biggest mover in this one, along with Rapid Extreme, obviously up from basically last place. He's up to 12th now, just behind his teammate Dylan Boy. He's going to be trying to catch that train, which is currently up for 7th, so big train there.
Amanok running in 10.
Yeah, doing great so far in his reserving jobs. Hasn't been put in a barrier just yet. Hopefully for his sake he doesn't. That would be very frustrating if that would happen to him 2 days in a row.
For sure, but he never has any complaints about it. You know, just gets on with it. He enjoys racing here. He's been wanting this Tier 3 opportunity for a couple of weeks, and yeah, certainly he's looked strong around Brazil, so I think it's a perfect time as well at the end of the season.
Absolutely, and also with not much championship implication coming into this one, for like first place wise, obviously. So give him a shot. He's in the Renault today, and yeah, so far so good at the moment. Sticking in the train, no penalty just yet, which is infamous for penalties, I would say. He tended to get a lot of those last season, and I think this season he's toned it back a little bit. And yeah, he's definitely improved as a driver so far. On the back of Ties using overtake, both of them with the blinking red light, meaning they're under 10% battery. Neither can get a move on, both have DRS, so very even straight line speed. Dylan Boy also behind them, looking for a move on Aaron now for the final point spinning position. Can't get it done though on the outside. Not enough camber on that race, on that corner there. Couldn't get it around the outside.
This entire train is really low on ERS.
Yeah, all of them have been pushing so hard. They're pushing the limit at the moment. Top 6 have kind of gotten away from them. Bit of a train behind Joe, and then the top 3 have all separated out to their own respective pace. So all of them looking relatively good for a podium in this one. Or any implications or safety things that they may have later in the line. Another spin for Black Raw at the back. That corner proving deadly for him tonight. Sharpie and Batters going at it again. Yep. Oh, contact! And Batters has spun him out!
Oh, wow.
That's ruined Sharpie's
Safety
entire
car.
race, and he's out. And that's a full safety car. Black Raw was in the pit lane when that happened. He's got new, fresh, soft compound tires on that car, so we'll see him making another pit stop in this one. But now this is an interesting... Oh, as Kyogre's lost a car after safety car, almost binned it. This is an interesting pit window now because it's not exactly time for the medium tire yet, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you're looking about lap 15, 16 for a good time to pit for the mediums, and to be comfortable to the end of the race. Obviously, there's going to be a few laps under safety car. They really do have to pit. They're going to lose an awful lot if they don't. Hards will be the safe bet, however.
Just don't know which they would prefer to go on to, hards or a medium from here. Rundle's elected mediums.
Hards for
So he's going aggressive. So different split strategy from the top two. Goggles also gone hards. Communist on the mediums, so McLaren both electing mediums. And see what Ties is going on to. Ties on the medium, so split between the two Williams.
Badders has gone for the soft tyres. I can only assume
That's an interesting
a mistake. Same with the Rapid though.
I just don't think that's a viable strategy from here. Two-stop isn't awful in perspective to a one, but the safety car is gonna really bring it back in a lot, which I don't think will help out Batters, Rapid. Riles and Hazard are on soft as well at the back. So interesting choice, but we'll see how it works for them. Because of the safety car, I don't think that strategy will work, especially with how we've seen the trains already today.
Unless there's another safety car, of course, that would give them a huge lifeline back into the race, but I agree with you. I just can't see it being anywhere near as good as this one stop. And those on mediums.
I would rather be on the hards.
Must be really, really confident with their tyre management and are going to go early to try and build that gap. Fair play to Rundle though for trying the medium strategy, because if he can get past Kyogre early, seems to have not been on the pace so far. If he has a pace advantage when we restart, maybe build a gap.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out. I'm not sure how big that offset will really be, because it's only now 2 or 3 laps before your pit window. So it shouldn't be too bad. I would say final maybe 3-4 laps are going to be a bit painful. But will that gap be enough between medium and hard throughout the rest of this one? Not quite sure. Yeah, it's going to be interesting because obviously the two McLarens have gone for it. Batters on the soft is going to be an interesting one to watch work through this train. And then Ties, Team Heaven, Black Raw, Rapid, Hissy, all towards the back on the mediums, whereas some of the guys toward the midfield are on the hard. So it's going to be tight here for a lot of these guys. And if it goes one more time, the safety car doesn't come in this time, I think it's advantage mediums at that point. And it will come in this time, so 1 extra lap on those tires. Not sure how that'll play out. So we get ready now for the restart. Safety car is now pulled into the pit lane. Kyogre can go anytime he wants, and he's chosen. Not yet. Looks like now he's gone. Rundle's on the back of him, though. He's got a great restart and just can't get to the inside in time. Kyogre waited just late enough to make sure Rundle couldn't get a slipstream into turn 1, but he will have a slipstream into turn 4, and he'll have supreme grip on those medium tires at this stage of the race. Can he get close enough? No, he can't. Kyogre will stay ahead. It's a bit chaotic towards the back. There's side-by-side action for 9th and 10th.
Ooh.
And here comes Team Heaven also on Dylan Boy trying to double overtake. He's got that one.
Oh, Badders! Oh!
Ooh!
Oh, he's collected his
Batters
teammate.
around, and he's collected teammate and AlphaTauri, both 3 alphas out of this one. Batters, no wing damage. I can't tell about the other 3 or 2. Team Heaven has no end plate, And Dylan Boyd does have ties. Dropped down to 8th, might have made a mistake. Black draws through for 7th. Batters, a 3-second penalty. Batters has not had a good one today, that's for sure.
Sometimes as well. So yeah, it's going to be a really damaging end to the race for him. That's if he even completes it.
Yeah, he also probably would have gotten a penalty with that collision with Sharpie as well, which caused this safety car.
Morales with the time penalty, who's back to 10th.
That's an incredible restart. He is on the soft though.
Hmm.
I don't remember what tire he actually started on today. I'm gonna actually click the race director quick. Okay, Riles has actually made a mandatory pit stop change, so he can do a double soft to the end of this one, which would be way better than the soft medium. Aaron Ocon picking up a penalty. Team Heaven and Dylan Boy's off at turn 5, that is.
I'm pretty sure he retired on track. He was still moving.
Okay.
I don't think he even went into the pit now. Yeah.
Kyogre's still ahead, though, of Rundle at the moment. Goggles still within DRS range at this point in time, but fallen back. Communist has actually gotten himself up to 4th as well. A great effort by him. DRS enabled this time. Can Rundle get close enough for a move down into turn number 4 here? Got a lot of battery to play with. Kyogre does not, so that really tells you how much pace advantage that medium has at this point. Rundle almost double the battery of Kyogre. Through sector 2. No real overtaking opportunity. Alessio Lewis Hamilton on Alexander Albon. Did not end well for one of those drivers. And I suspect not too many moves there today.
Just gonna say, Fettuccine's making a great and valid point. Imagine the pressure of both Rundle and Kyogre, and Gogolsaurus just vibing.
Yeah, I think that maybe
That's
helping
absolutely right.
Goggle out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because these two in a big championship battle, constructors-wise, for combined, these two going at it head to head. They don't like each other from what I can get from my conversations between the two. So these two locked in battle, and Goggle in a one-off race is just hanging on to P3 at the moment. Communist is closing in on the medium, which will definitely have way more pace at this stage. Rundle's still not yet through on Kyogre.
And he's around at high speeds. He made contact with the Hazard NFO, and that's a VSC.
Slow the field down in sector 2, maybe even into sector 3. Batters is out of the race as well. Aaron is actually going to be able to continue, but he's going to be a long way off the field without a front wing now.
Yeah, hard tyres, broken front wing. It's not looking good, obviously.
Can put the mediums on to the end from here. Would be the easy one, easy stop through.
Oh, that was quick.
That was a quick one. Goggles actually got a good jump on that restart. Rundle's lost time to Kyogre as well, so Rundle not the greatest of restarts. Didn't exactly work for him. Riles and Hazard going at it. Actually, no, Hazard is pitting, so Hazard must have got damage from that contact with Aaron. Unfortunately, it's carried through the whole season. That Renault is cursed. I don't know how, and then I don't know why. It just always has been. No matter who's driving it, I think the only person who's had relative success in that Renault is Chungus. Maybe V2 if you count him, but other than that, it's been a rough season for that team. Hopefully, it turns around next season. You never know what will happen. What driver lineups will change next season. You don't know what's going to happen.
Be a new look Renault as well. Alpine, in fact. So can't wait for some commentator.
Lift it.
Can't wait for a commentator to say Alpine.
That's what I thought it was at first when I saw the
Communist
team, and
on
I was like,
Google.
wait. Oh, for third place now on the podium comes Communist. That'll be a great result for him, and he'll get himself up to third place. Does have that penalty contest with, but other than that, looking very racy in this one, and is now within DRS of his teammate Rundle. How about that between the two McLarens? These two, there's been a major, a major pace. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what it is. I can't remember now. There's been a lot of separation between these two in some of the races. Is what I'm trying to say. And Communist right now in third, only a second back from his teammate, is a great drive at the moment. Really showing up for McLaren at the moment. They would gain some points back on Williams that they lost yesterday at this if the race stays how it is right now. And Tyes is not making any inroads on those mediums, so he's currently 9th. No penalty to his name just yet, so not always in vain.
Although it is important that he doesn't have a penalty, he has been restricted to that lower half of the top 10 for a while. So there's battling going on again.
And yeah, Ty's actually trying to get around Rapid. Can he get through here? Rapid deploying the battery. Ty's also deploying battery. Both of them pretty much out. Ty's trying to go down the inside, can't get it done. I think Ty's always struggled getting through the field on race day, and I think mainly down to his use of the ERS, unfortunately. So we've seen some good results from him. I would say the best results we've seen from him are when he doesn't qualify top 10 is on the alternate strategy, or when he qualifies top 5 and he can stay up there. So it's interesting when he starts lower end of the top 10, he just doesn't make progress, it seems. So he'll be trying to get by Rapid once again. Communist has dropped out of DRS of Rundle. I'm gonna check for guys. Yeah, Kyogre did lose fastest lap.
And a penalty.
Ooh, Kyogre penalty. So advantage Rundle now on the tires and in the penalty stance. Batters did fastest lap from Kyogre by 3/1000ths of a second. So very close. He could probably take it back if he wished. But right now, that's probably not his main concern. That's definitely not his main concern at the moment. Rondo's just all over Beckham. Still double the ERS advantage of Kyogre. He's just biding his time. And maybe that penalty from Kyogre is a bit of a consequence of this pressure from Rundle. Right behind Kyogre the whole race, he's been out of DRS. He hasn't had
He's going for it.
anything to worry about. Rundle sets your fastest lap at the Grand Prix. In the process, trying to go around the inside. Oh, he's lost the car. Can he save it? He's around. Communist will take home second place at the moment. Goggle gets through. Black Draw gets through. Can Rundle get the car back on the road? He will, but not without losing 10 plus seconds. And now behind the rare mistake from Rundle, pushing so hard, trying to get the power down on Kyogre, not Communist. Communist is now your lead McLaren in the race up to second place. He does have the tire advantage on Kyogre, so does he have a chance to take home a win? I think he does. I think he could get it done, but also can't discount Gogglesaw, who's currently third, no penalty just yet from that Haas driver. Oh, contact between Goggy and Joe. Goggy's got a 10-second penalty for corner cutting after getting spun off, and he's gonna lose a lot of positions. I think might have gotten auto reset, not sure about that. Wiles on ties just ahead of them, Rapid and Joe. Rapid's trying to go down the inside on the medium. Close, and Rundle's trying to get around ties he does in the background there. I think Rundle spun by himself. Not sure if there was any desync between him and Kyogre. Obviously, Kyogre is from Hawaii. He does have an Ethernet cord, which has helped his lag case out a lot in these recent weeks. Maybe why he's winning a couple more races and in the fight. But still, I don't think it was contact between the two. I just think Rundle was very close and trying to get on the power. Hazard speeding in the pit lane. That might be his race over if he got damage. Might retire the car here. Was in a little battle with Aaron. Both obviously did not have a good race up to this point. Still hoping for another safety car though to try and bring him back into it. But Hazard is a lap down now, which will not help his case out.
Oh my god. Hazard.
Oh, safety car!
He crashed. Oh my.
Did he crash in the pit lane?
He crashed at the end of the pit lane. It's reset him to the track,
Oh,
and it's
dear.
brought out a safety car.
Oh dear. Well, from here, softs can go to the end very easily.
Absolutely.
But it's whether or not you give up your track position. I think Kyogre will definitely come in. Goggles, Saw, all the guys on those hards will come in because that pace advantage will be nothing.
That's really clumsy from Hazard. You just press retire from the session, not crash at the end of the pit lane, especially at a circuit like Brazil. Really, really clumsy. To become a tier 3 reserve for today's race and announce yourself a little bit like that, yeah, I wouldn't, that's for sure.
I don't think I would have. But now what to do on the tire stance. Kyogre is going to dive it in, so does Communist, so does Goggle, and Black Thrall, who's had a quiet day after the spin at the beginning of the race.
Rapid has
He's up
stayed
to
out.
4th. So Rapid's taking the track position. Ryle's obviously in on the softs, which are wearing now.
Rundle stays
Ties
out.
in. Okay, so 2 now have stayed out. Kyogre is going to have the pace advantage on Rundle this time. And 3 people actually stay out. Hissy also elects to stay out. Does he actually jump Kyogre? I don't think he does. Yeah, Kyogre's going to come out in 3rd. And Hissy will be a bit of a blockade between him and Communist. Pole was a 6.6 by Kyogre. Rundle was
Indeed.
just under a 10th off in the 6.7s.
6.64 if I remember correctly.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. I think Rundle's was a 7.3. And then, yeah, he was like 0.090 off. So now most of the field on the soft tires. 3 have stayed out. Rundle no penalties, Hissy no penalty, Goggle, Joe, and Ties all no penalties in this one. Gonna have basically a 10-lap shootout at this stage. I think, yeah, the 6.6 is a very quick time for Tier 3, I would say, but I'm expecting Tier 2 probably to be in the 4s. And Gafe or X below have been sweating that one out. That's going to be a big battle to tune into later today. Hissy's actually dived it into the pit lane. So now just 2 cars have stayed out. Rapid Extreme in the race lead, Rundle in 2nd. At the moment, if it stays like it is, which I don't expect it to, McLaren are gaining a big haul of points back on Williams that they lost yesterday with the double podium from Williams. So keep an eye on those 4 cars. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 9th. Be an interesting one to watch. He's a bit out of sync with the top 3 of those.
Is this just Rundle trying to back up Kyogre into Communist?
Could be.
Get him
and
the
I
result.
think, yeah, because Rundle doesn't have that penalty yet. I think he's banking on no penalty at all.
Yeah,
He's going to try and keep it clean to the end of this one.
and Goggles
So if he
as well.
backs,
No pen.
if he backs Kyogre, yeah, Yeah, if he backs Kyogre into Communist and Goggle, Communist will be willing to take the move on Kyogre, both of them even on the penalties. If Goggle gets by Communist, I'm not sure how great that'll work out for Rundle then, because Goggle won't be in too big of a push to get by, if that makes sense, because both Communist and Kyogre even on the penalty front. Goggle, no penalty, so he won't be trying to get a move on. He'll be just trying to sit back and hope that something happens between those two. Safety car is going to be in this time. It will be exactly 10-lap shootout here in tier number 3. Rapid Extreme is going to lead us to green. Holding it steady at about 100 miles an hour, and it goes now.
He's gone early.
He's gone very early. Caught Rundle and Kyogre napping. They were both warming up the tires at that stage.
Kyogre still is.
Trying to get as much temperature in those as possible. Trying to get a
Good
move
run.
on as early as possible. Puts the battery on. He's going to go way to the inside.
Rundle giving him the
Can
squeeze.
he get close enough? No. Rundle will stay ahead. Here comes Kyogre, though. Still trying to fight around the outside. Can't get it done. Will he try? Up the hill. Doesn't look like it. And Rundle will stay ahead. Communist stays ahead as well. Goggy picks up his first 3-second. I don't know. No, he's got 13 seconds penalties. He got that 10-second for getting spun out, so he'll probably want to get that one removed.
That was important. Oh, Communist down the inside.
Communist went down the inside. I don't know if he meant to do that. It didn't look like it. Kyogre stays ahead. Might have been Communist missing the breaking point just so slightly. Kyogre wouldn't have liked that, I'm sure. I don't think anyone would have. Rapid Extremes pulled out a second gap to Rundle. He's out of ERS on this lap. He's got 30% left. He's defending for his life here in the closing stages of this finale in Brazil. Fight between McLaren and Williams. Ty's still stuck in 9th towards the back. Still no penalty on that car, so he'll gain a little bit towards the end of this one. I don't think Communist meant to do that.
No, I hope not.
It didn't look intentional. It looked like he just he's like, oh, I missed my breaking point. Guess I'll just go here again. But yeah, it's so close now. Rundle has pulled it back within DRS once that gets enabled next time. Bye. Yeah, Kyogre didn't lose too much time. It really does not make too much difference. Oh, Black Draws dropped the throttle, and now side by side with Hissy for the final points playing position. Black Draw, he's had a couple spins today, which have cost him a lot of track position. I think he's had great pace so far. It's just hasn't stayed where he's wanted to. That'll yeah, as side by side for second place. Kyogre trying to go around the outside in turn 1. Contact between the two, and he's around. Disaster for Kyogre.
That just looked like silly game physics contact.
Yeah, I don't.
Rundle's in
that
AI.
was not
Communist has
Rundle.
damage. Oh, he's got four.
And more contact between the McLarens. Communist has damage. Rundle has old tires. It's an absolutely crazy kicked-off here on lap 29. Joe's got up the inside. Ty's trying to make up for his teammates' lost positions. Ty's up to 5th now, no penalty. Top 4, all no penalties, interesting to note. So they've been very good so far. That was a crazy sequence on just 3 corners.
Well,
now Communist, no front wing. He's holding up Riles and Goggy. Side by side for 7. Goggy's got through on Riles. I'm assuming Kyogre's gonna pit. Or not Kyogre, Communist.
suddenly Utah Elephant
No,
is
he's
going
staying
to
out.
P3 and has it.
He's got it. It's a Haas 2-3 at this stage. An incredible comeback from these guys.
Amazing.
Goggle saw the one-off as well. And now Ty's trying to do what his teammate couldn't and pass Rundle. Rundle has been excellent defending so far. That was not Rundle's fault at all.
No.
In that sequence with Kyogre. Around the outside goes Ty's. Rundle keeps the inside. Ty's off there. Trying to use every advantage he can to stay ahead of a Williams driver. Communist still holding P6 down with that wing damage. We'll see how he does.
Yeah. To where you've got a question as well. Why was Rundle in AI heading into the corner?
Could have been clipping that incident.
Yes, for sure.
That would probably make the most sense, but I would assume he would have done it earlier on the straight and would have been back in control before the corner. So that is a very unfortunate sequence for Communist, especially, who is having a great run so far. Still 6th, but he's got that wing damage. It's going to be so difficult for him to even think about making any more places up. He's going to be trying to defend from those guys behind. And speaking of defense, here comes Gogglesaw on Rapid Extreme. How about this in the one-off race for Gogglesaw? He's going to take the race lead after Rundle and Kyogre, his 2 main rivals. And the race so far, they've had problems. And it's incredible. So if he can hold this down.
There is a very high chance that this is going to result in a Haas 1-2. Because Rapid Extreme has a penalty. Rundle is no fight at the moment on those medium tyres. Tyres, you know, Rundle is not going to make it easy for him. Yeah, with 5 to go.
5 to go, and especially the liveries on those 2 cars makes it even more important between that battle for 4th. Communist, again, is still holding 6th. He's losing so much time in the middle sector, but he's got enough straight line speed on that thing to hold Bulgogi back.
He's got to fight it. I mean, so unlucky for him. You know, the incident didn't even involve him, and from the next braking zone, suddenly he's got wing damage off his teammate.
Front wing.
Yeah.
Kyogre sets your fastest lap. He's in the points at the moment, 10th place. He's going to be picking up 2. Here comes his teammate Ty's on Rundle, and Joe's got by Rapid Extreme for 2nd place. Around the outside again, Ty's is going.
Second time
Rundle forces him off. Not sure if he's getting warnings for that. He'll probably be able to get those removed at the end if he's clipping it.
No penalty yet.
Issy and Gagi swap positions for 7th place. Communist again still holding 6th place, which is incredible. He'll drop
Black
1
Roar.
position.
Really aggressive on blue. Goggy taking him off the racetrack.
Gagi's just lost 2 positions now in the matter of about 3 corners. Oh, his Black Roar's actually dropped throttle again, and Bugagi's back through. We'll track it again for 4th. That's the closest besides Hissy and Communist. It's a Haas 1-2, by the way, if you guys didn't realize. That's an insane comeback for those guys.
This is actually...
And here comes Hissy. And he'll get through on Communist for 6th place. Communist not fight it too hard because of the penalty offset between those 2.
Black Roar becomes the 8th retirement. Yep, I can count. That is 8.
Yep.
Well, if Joe was to get the lead here...
Oh, Rundle just got a 3-second penalty. Ooh. And that'll promote Ty's up now. He'll be 3rd place if he can hold the track position steady. Would not be surprised to see Rundle try and back off a little bit and let Rapid kind of keep that podium position if he can. That would be an interesting tactic. He could deploy, or he could just try and go all out, try and catch Rapid, obviously, and pass him on the racetrack. Hope Ty's picks up a penalty himself.
Three laps to go then, with Gogglesaw leading on his 1 lap. 1 lap? If it was a 1 lap appearance, I'd be a bit worried.
1 lap appearance.
1 race appearance for this season, with an aim to do it full time next season. Goggy passed Communist, by the way.
Goggy's got that extra 10-second penalty. I'm assuming he will get removed because of contact between him and Utah Elephant at the final corner. Now Ty's again still trying to get by that's Kyogre on Communist. Kyogre got through on Communist, who's now starting to feel as the tires start to wear. He's really feeling the effect of that wing damage, unfortunately. He fought it hard, but just too many laps left in this one to hold on.
Rundle could still overtake Rapid Extreme. Those tyres are on their last legs. 20 laps now on the medium tyres. Of course, a few of them under the safety car, which would have helped them. But
yeah,
dangerous.
Here comes Rundle now. On Rapid Extreme, he's got the overspeed. Will go to the inside, pick his line, and he'll be through before the braking zone. Ty's really late on the brakes, almost runs into the back of Rapid.
Can you blame him?
Ty's... Nah, I can't. That tire advantage is going to be huge. Can Ty's get through on Rapid? He can't. And now this is when Rundle has to absolutely fly in this middle sector. He wants to try and gap Ty's if possible. This is crunch time for Rundle. Ty's has to get by Rapid. If he wants to try and pass Rundle on the racetrack. He doesn't have to if he can keep it clean for a lap and a half more. How about for the race lead? The two Haas cars. Joe has tripled the battery of Goggle Saw and he's going to be going for it. Can he get a race win?
Will he?
Will he go for it? He's got the overspeed.
No,
not
he's
use
not.
battery. Lifts off. Wants to make sure they get it to the end. He's got the battery to get by. He could take the race win. Ty's gets by Rapid now for 4th place. But now 1.5 seconds behind Rundle. Can Rundle find some scenario 7 in that McLaren and gap Ty's by another 1.5 seconds in a lap and a half? Sorry, half a lap.
Yeah, it's going to be so
difficult.
Kyogre back up to
Kyogre
second.
gets by. He's by Hissy, but has a penalty extra. So he'll be dropped back to 8th, I believe. Goggy will have that 10-second removed, so he'll stay where he is. Communist at 3 seconds. Will actually be close to getting overtaken by Aaron at this stage. We didn't really talk about it as we were watching the big combined constructors battle, but it's an absolutely amazing finish for the team out front. Haas 1-2. Goggle Saw in a one-off appearance as a reserve is going to come home, and he's going to win in Brazil with his teammate Utah Elephant. He's going to secure maybe even 2nd place in the championship. Not sure how close that'll be. And Ty's will take home 3rd place for Williams, and Rundle will come home 4th after that uncharacteristic mistake and some class defending. He'll come home 4th. Rapid Extreme with the top 5, which is a good result considering where he started the race. He was down in 18th to start, and that was a crazy one at the end there with that safety car. I need to catch my breath.
Yeah, that was incredible. I'm not quite sure what I watched, to be honest. Who would have thought that LSJ Rundle and Cord Kyogre would have been around in that race? Who would have thought that Goggle Saw would win on his one-off appearance? Who would have thought Joe would be half a 10th off, taking home that Haas 1-2? Ty's in 3rd after being, so restricted to the lower top 10, to be honest. That was absolutely mad. And what a way to finish off the Tier 3 season, in fact. And yeah, it's been a great ride.
I'm just trying to calculate real quickly. If Joe had won that race, I think he would have taken P2 off Kyogre. I don't actually no, he wouldn't have anyway. So Kyogre holds on to 2nd in the standings. Joe will take home 3rd comfortably, and Ty's will jump up to 4th place. Through his efforts, M&K was not here today, and Callum obviously also not here. So Ty's will jump up to 4th, and a great result for him. We'll see if we can get some interviews here.
Hey.
Congratulations. Thank you. Here are your full race results. All 10 cars that finished today will get points. Aaron, in his one-off reserving, will come home with 1 point after an incredible up and down day, I would say.
Yeah, but I think
that was a big talking point.
I think personally the result of the day has to go to Aaron Ockham.
Come on, then. I have to those guys, I mean, Goggles obviously, Joe, both from 3rd and 7th on the grid, and then obviously 5th and 6th, Hissy and Rapid from 17th and 18th respectively. Those were incredible performances today, so that's gonna do it for racing. We'll get some interviews going. Mile, if you want to start with who do we have so far?
Don't think Ty's can join, so
All right.
guess
Well,
we'll just speak to the Haas guys.
Yay.
Well, let's start with Mr. Utah Elephant, who has clinched P3 in this amazing championship. Well driven today from start to finish, to be honest. And I'm sure you're buzzing. So tell me about your race.
It was alright. I got stuck behind like communists in Golgi. Went through race, had a collision with Golgi. Which I don't know. I doubt it would be more than 3 seconds if this is the penalty, but yeah. It was really well driven by Google today. As Atlantis for a bit of the race engineer, and of course X below. Just trying to get the best result possible. Me and Goggle were talking about how he ended the race, like with the last few laps. As I wanted to get over 3 seconds, 2 ties in case I do get a penalty, but we did that with ease. And then was happy about P3 in the championship. Whether this is my last ARL race, I doubt it. It's possible, but it's been a good season. Bit too inconsistent for my liking, but it's been decent.
Yeah, and do correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that might be P3 in the constructors for
Is
tier
it?
3 as well. I'm not sure. There was a 28-point gap to Red Bull.
oh, I think they might have gotten that.
Yeah,
I
must
didn't
have
even
done.
realise we were battling.
Must have done. Yeah, well, sometimes you don't realise it, and with the help of Mr. Gogglesaw, and with your points throughout the season as well, that must just be adding to a very good day.
Oh, wait, I thought you said Goggle. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, it helps. I thought we were like 7th or something, but I like to say I've kind of carried this team until today. Arthur chipped in with a few points, Chloe with 1. I've kind of been the main part of the team all season, and then carried it.
Yeah, I always knew you had big, strong shoulders, don't worry.
It's like it in every league, Milo. It's fine. I was carried a constructor. Yeah.
Congratulations, I guess. 1-2 in the finale. That's gotta feel good. So,
It does.
did we talk to Goggle yet? I don't really know.
I can do if you like. I mean,
Well, Goggle, I mean, one-off race, and you come in and you sweep the floor with everyone. Obviously, is an incredible dominant performance. No, I'm kidding. Safety car helped you out a little bit. What was your thought process through that entire race, basically? How was it?
Beat Rundle. That was it. Literally from the start, I was like, look, I gave Rundle a slipstream by accident in qualifying, and then I was like, look, I want to beat him. If I beat Rundle, I'm happy. And then safety car came out. Me and Joe both made the call, thanks to our amazing tier 2 Red Bull strategist to switch to hards. Obviously, Rundle stayed out on mediums, and I think he carried on with the same set throughout the entire race. We were like, yeah, look, we were planning for the late phase, just trying to, make as much ground on the cars ahead as front, and then McLaren were themselves, and it worked in our favour.
Unfortunately,
No
for them,
offense to
they
McLaren, by the way.
imploded
I
towards
like
the
you
end.
guys.
contract
Yeah,
him for
they-
next
Before they
season.
complain.
Yeah. That'll be an interesting debrief after the race for them. But yeah, congratulations on the win. Obviously, doesn't mean much for championship-wise, but
Yes,
obviously
it
got
does.
really good.
It's helped us get P3
Well, I
in
mean,
the
for
constructors.
constructors-wise, it means a lot because you guys will jump your strategists team.
Strategist.
Interesting topic. They won't be too happy with that, probably. I've invited one more guy to the party as Ties can't join, and that is Mr. Rapid Extreme. It'll be his first interview of the season, and from 17th to 5th, holding on the old medium tire on that final restart. Talk us through your race, Rapid.
Well, it was kind of shocking. I was thinking about going on softs, but could have been a worse finish today. I mean, first safety car was actually going to go on mediums, and then Codemasters pulled Codemasters and put me on softs, and then I was like, fuck it. Oh, oops. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Basically, I first safety car softs, and then I went back in, and I was like, I might as well go on mediums, and then I wasn't even feeling confident on the restart because I thought it was going to be traditional. I was going to wreck out like always. Surprisingly, the safety car, everybody went in, and I was like, my mediums were fine, so, and I knew how to save them. I knew how to save the tires, and I was like, oh my god, stop the count. And so I basically decided to save my tires, and then safety car restart. I put in rich, put in overtake, trying to push hard, and then I almost lost it back in a few times. And then
I saw one of them.
then the Haas boys decides to pass me. Congrats on the win, by the way, you Tile and Google.
I didn't win.
Oh no!
Oh, okay. I mean, oh my god, I'm bottling it. So,
Google.
surprised, P5 after one of the worst seasons I ever had in ARL. China would still give me flashbacks.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that race.
And honestly, well, it looks like I was actually gonna be one of the people. I look like I was gonna be a top 5, top 10 points finish, but it wasn't the way I hope it would. Good thing is, at least I did finish the season off a bang. Starting from P17 to P5. I want to say congrats to the AlphaTauri team. Surprisingly, I somehow managed to be team leader. But yeah.
Yeah, not too bad of a way to finish the season. You will, I believe, if my counting is correct, you'll finish 13th, tied with Arthur on points at 35. So,
Yes.
not too bad. Obviously, yeah, it's not bad considering the seasons he's had. But yeah, a good way to finish it off, and hopefully into 2021 it'll be a little better for you.
Hopefully in 2021 I actually don't bottle it and get a podium.
Yeah, that's gonna be the hope.
China
for you, so.
PTSD is still gonna be a thing. If we ever get China back into the F1 games, I'm gonna get PTSD flashbacks from the snail turn.
Oh god.
But
Well, that's
congrats on
about it.
Congrats on Google.
Are you going
congrats
for
on
the?
Haas.
Are you going for the longest interview ever?
Yes.
I believe he is. I mean, this is his only interview of the season, I believe. So.
I'm
is.
fair.
Make it count.
It's
Hey,
less
Dad.
race. Blue Goggy would like an interview.
Yeah. Well, you weren't too special. You're just a one-off driver. You just decided to win somehow. I don't know how you did that.
Because I let him win.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
fine.
so
Well-
wonderful. Congrats, Rapid.
Well done, Rappy.
Well done, Rapid.
That's. I'm gonna wrap it up now. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to tune in Tier 2 title fight in about 45 minutes as
Redneck
well.
Nation!
Uh,
Redneck
with me and
Nation!
make
Joe.
sure you
With me and Goggle.
make sure you tune in. Between FH and Expulo, so that'll be at Brazil as well for the Tier 2 finale, and then Tier 1 as well tomorrow. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys